Difference between the car speed sensor and transmission speed sensor. What is the car's speed? Speedometer instrument that indicates the speed of a vehicle, usually combined with a device known as an odometer that records the distance traveled. But in today's video, we're going to look at the difference between a car speed sensor and a transmission speed sensor. But before we proceed, if you're new to this channel, please remember to go ahead and hit the bell icon to subscribe so you won't miss the informative videos we will upload in the future. Now get ready, and make sure to stay tuned till the end as we dive right into the video. Difference between the car speed sensor and transmission speed sensor. A car speed sensor generates a magnetic pulse in the form of a wave proportional to the speed of the vehicle. The power control module uses the VSS frequency signal to manipulate multiple electrical subsystems in a vehicle, such as fuel injection, ignition, cruise control operation, torque, and clutch lockup. Basic functionality of the car speed sensor. The car speed sensor is connected to a speedometer cable and positioned between the axle and the wheel of a vehicle. The most common types of car speed sensors operate from a magnet connected at the back of the transmission housing behind the speedometer. The top of the car speed sensor senses the output of the transmission. Its opposite side is connected to a rotating magnet, which generates a voltage. This voltage is then transmitted to a computational device that calculates the speed proportional to the moving vehicle. During a vehicle's movement, the car speed sensor will generate 4 pulses in response to 1 rotation of the magnet. Transmission speed sensors detect the input, output, or intermediate speed of the transmission and transmit this information to the transmission control unit. The TCU uses this signal to regulate the shifting pressure and to decide on the gear to be engaged. The transmission pressure sensor measures the hydraulic oil pressure in different transmission applications and helps to determine the shifting pressure precisely and reliably. 5 common bad speed sensor symptoms or transmission problems. One of the most common signs of a bad speed sensor is abnormal automatic transmission operation. If the VSS is faulty, the transmission may exhibit symptoms such as delayed shift, hard shifts, and limited gear operation. 1. Erratic speedometer readings. Your vehicle will continue to run without a working speedometer. However, not knowing how fast you're going will make it difficult to drive safely. 2. Inability to engage cruise control. Typically, your vehicle's cruise control will automatically be disabled by the PCM as soon as it fails to receive information from the VSS. This is because the system requires the sensor's data in order to keep your car running at a constant speed. 3. Lack of torque converter clutch application. The torque converter clutch is activated at a pre-programmed speed. Without accurate information from the vehicle speed sensor, the transmission torque converter will be unable to apply the clutch and form a mechanical link between the engine and transmission. This can cause slipping, reduced fuel economy, and an overheated transmission. 4. Check engine light is triggered. Your vehicle's check engine light can be triggered by the PCM for a myriad of reasons, one of which is a faulty VSS. You'll need to connect your vehicle to an OBD2 scan tool to confirm whether the error code is pointing to a VSS malfunction. Other warning lights, such as those for the ABS and traction control systems, may also appear on the dashboard. Symptoms of a failing transmission speed sensor. The following signs will show you if your transmission speed sensor has failed. 1. Cruise control fails. Cruise control is a system that controls the vehicle's speed automatically. Its proper functioning depends on the data from the transmission speed sensors. If it fails to work, then it means the sensors have malfunctioned. The PCM will transmit an error code to ECU, which will shut down. If that happens, it would be better to contact your mechanic immediately to have your vehicle checked. 2. Improper or harsh shifting. When there's no speed signal coming from the sensors, shifting gears will be a problem because the powertrain control module won't control them correctly. This will make the transmission not work properly. It will either shift more quickly or roughly than expected. Another problem caused by failed sensors occurs in shift timing, which will cause the interval between shifts to be extended. When shifting becomes hard, the transmission's internal components can be damaged. 3. The check engine light indicates. The check engine light is a very important component of your car. If it lights, it means there's a problem with your car. You may not be able to tell whether or not it comes from the transmission speed sensors unless you check. If you can't do this on your own, call a mechanic to determine the cause of the problem. Sometimes the sensors may need to be replaced. This is something that only a qualified mechanic can decide. Knowing the above signs is necessary so you can know when to call a mechanic. If you need transmission repair, give our auto repair shop a call today. In conclusion, if you observe any of the symptoms mentioned above, take your vehicle to a mechanic immediately or address the problem. This ensures your continued safety on the road and helps prevent costly engine and transmission damage down the line. Failing to replace a faulty sensor can affect both of these systems, as they won't have the necessary information that they need to perform optimally. Not only will these repairs cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars, but they can also be harder to fix and put your vehicle out of commission for longer than it has to be. That's all for today's video. Feel free to share any helpful information we've missed in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos from our channel. Thanks for watching.